Hello everyone, welcome back to online class. I am APS-CLASS-VI-SCIENCE from Upper Public School, Kalaburagi. So today I am here to revise the chapter that is Getting to Know Plants. So already we learned this lesson in the previous class, isn't it? So today just we will recapitulate the contents, okay? So based on character, plants are classified into herbs, shrubs, trees, isn't it? So based on characters, plants are classified into herbs. What do you mean by herbs? So herbs are plants with green and tender stem. Okay. So herbs are plants with green and tender stem. We can easily bend the stem of herbs. Okay. And herbs are very short in height. The height of the herbs will be very short. And there are only few branches for these types of plants. Okay. So now, can you tell me the examples? Yes. So the examples are spinach, tulsi, pudina, grass, and so on. So these types of plants are called herbs. Okay. So now next is shrubs. So what do you mean by shrubs? So here shrubs are plants which are taller than herbs but shorter than trees. So here shrubs are the plants which are taller than herbs but shorter than trees. And here in these types of plants there will be a branches which is very close to the ground. So the branches of these types of plants will be very close to the ground, and the stem of the shrubs is very hard but not thick. The stem will be very thin but it will be very hard. Okay. And for these examples are, yes, China rose, jasmine, duranta, and lemon plant. So these are the examples of shrubs. Okay. So now next is trees. So you all know trees, isn't it? How trees will be? Trees are very tall, isn't it? And the stem of the trees will be very thick and hard, isn't it? We can bend the stem of trees. No, because they will be very hard. So the stem of the trees will be very thick and hard. And now the example for these trees are mango tree, neem tree, coconut tree, and one more thing, the branches of the trees will be much above the ground. So as I said earlier that the branches of the stem, like the branches of the shrubs will be very close to the ground, but the branches of the trees will be much above the ground. Okay. And the examples of the trees are mango tree, neem tree, coconut tree, and so on. Okay. So apart from these plants, there are few more plants whose stems are very weak and they cannot stand upright. And the examples for that are climbers and creepers. Okay. So now let us discuss what do you mean by climbers, and next what do you mean by creepers. Okay. So now climbers. So these type of plants, they will take support of neighboring structure. Okay. So here these type of plants will take the support of neighboring structure like fence, tree, wall, and so on. So with the help of neighboring structure, these plants will climb up. So now what are the examples? Yes. Money plant, isn't it? So money plant is the example for climber. And given one more is bitter gourd. Okay. So these are the examples of climbers. So now what do you mean by creepers? Yes. So creepers are the plants. They are having very weak stem and they cannot stand upright. So what they do? They spread on the ground. Okay. So creepers are the plants which are having very weak stem. They cannot stand upright. So they spread on the ground. And the examples for these creepers are watermelon, pumpkin, and so on. Okay. So this is about climbers and creepers. So next. So next we will discuss the parts of a plant. So before that, let me draw your plant. Okay. So just this is a rough diagram of plant. You can draw neatly. Okay, so this is a rough diagram of plant. So now let me label the parts. Okay, as you can see here, flower. Okay, so here is stem, isn't it? So here is leaf. Okay, and here you can see roots. As I said earlier, like here, the part of a plant which is below the ground, that system is called as root system, isn't it? And the part of a plant which is above the ground is shoot system. Okay, so this is root system and this is shoot system. So let me write here. So the shoot system consists of stem, leaf, flower, isn't it? Shoot system consists of stem, leaf, flower, and root system, roots. Okay. So now let us discuss one by one in brief. So first, let us discuss about stem. So what do you mean by stem? So as you can see here, stem is the main part of the plant, isn't it? So here, stem is the main part of the plant. So what it bears? It bears leaf, it bears stem, flowers, fruits, and so on, and even branches also, isn't it? So now, the function of the stem. What is the function of stem? Yes, it conducts water and minerals, isn't it? It conducts water and maybe transports water and mineral from roots to the leaf, isn't it? So what the stem will do? Stem will transport. It will transport food and it will transport the food which is prepared by leaf. And it transports the food which is prepared by the leaf to the other parts of the plants. Okay, and even it holds the plant upright. Okay, so even the stem holds the plant upright. So this is about stem. So next is leaf. Okay, so let me draw here leaf. Okay, so here this is stem. Okay, so here the part of a leaf, this is a part of a leaf, isn't it? The part of a leaf which is attached to the stem is called petioid. Okay, so the part of a plant which is attached to the stem is called petioid, and here this part, the broad green part, is called lamina, isn't it? And here you can see the lines, isn't it? So these are called as veins. Okay, so these are called as veins. And now here you can observe the middle thick part. Okay, so this middle thick part is called as midrib. Okay, so the part of a leaf which is attached to the stem is called petioid. The broad green part is called lamina, and the lines which are present on the leaf are called veins, and the thick vein which is present in the middle of the leaf is called midrib. Okay, so this is about leaf. So now, what are the functions of leaf? Yes, there are two main functions. One is transpiration, and the another one is photosynthesis. So what happens in the transpiration? Leaves give out excess of water in the form of vapor through the process called transpiration. Got it? Here, what happens? The leaves give out excess of water in the form of vapor through the process called transpiration. So next, photosynthesis. So here what happens? Leaves prepare food for the plants with the help of photosynthesis using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of, yes, sunlight. So this is called photosynthesis. Okay, so this is all about leaf. So next we'll move forward and we'll discuss about flower. So first let me draw here. Okay, so just I'll draw roughly. So just practice the diagram. Okay, so this is flower, and now let me write the label of this. So these are the petals. Okay, so petals will be of different size and different colors. Okay, so these are the petals. And what is this? This is sepal. Okay, so this part is called sepal. Sepal will be green in color. And this part, it is a female reproductive part of a flower. This is pistil. Okay, so this is the female reproductive part of a flower, and these are the stamen, male reproductive part of a flower. Okay, so these are the petals, and here is sepal, and this is a female reproductive part of a flower, that is pistil, and these are the stamens, a male reproductive part of a flower. Okay, so this is about flower. So now next is roots, isn't it? So here roots are also a main part, isn't it? So what the roots will do? Roots will hold firmly in the soil. Roots will hold the plants firmly in the soil. So there are two types of roots. Okay, one is tap root, and another one is fibrous root. Okay. So what do you mean by taproot and what do you mean by fibrous root? Let us discuss. Okay. First, taproot. So how the roots will be? So for these type of plants, so for these types of roots, there will be one main root. As you can see here, there will be only one main root, and this is the main root, isn't it? And these are the small lateral roots. Okay, so here the taproot will be having one main root. So here you can see the main root, and the small roots which are grown on the main root are called lateral roots. Okay, so this is all about taproot. So next we'll discuss about fibrous root. So let me draw here fibrous root. So fibrous roots, just they will not be having any main root. So just they will spread below the base of the plant. Okay, so there is no main root for the fibrous roots. Okay, this is about fibrous root. So now just by looking at the plant leaf, we can identify whether that plant is a fibrous root or it is a taproot. How it is possible? Let us see. Okay. So first, if. So as I discussed in the previous class about leaf, isn't it? So there. So now here you can see. So these types of leaves which are having the, so here these types of leaves where the design is made like both on net like both sides. The midrib is here now. So if the design is like net structure on both the side of the midrib, then that type of leaf are called as, yes, reticulate venation. Okay, so these types of leaves are called reticulate venation. If the design is net-like structure on both the side of the midrib, is called as reticulate venation. And if the veins on the leaf are parallel to each other, or either like this or like this. If the veins are parallel to each other, then that type of leaves are called as parallel leaf venation. Okay, so now just by looking at these leaves, we can identify what type of roots these plants consist of. Okay, so I'll tell you now. So now take rose plant. Okay, so the leaf of the rose plant will be, so this type of leaf we call as reticulate venation, isn't it? So reticulate venation. So what type of roots these plants consist of? Yes, taproot. If the leaves are of reticulate venation, then the roots will be taproot. So now you take maize. Okay, maize plant. So the leaf, so here the leaves will be, the veins of the leaves will be parallel to each other. So this type of plants will be having fibrous root. Okay, so just you keep in your mind that the plants which are having reticulate leaf venation, then those plants will be having tap root. And if the plants are having parallel leaf venation, then that plants will be having fibrous root. Okay, so this is all about herbs, shrubs, trees, climbers, creepers, and even the parts of a plant. So now let me write few questions which is from the chapter only. So just you try to find out the answers of those questions. Okay. So I'll write few questions on the board. Just you try to find the answers of these questions. So the first one is, what are herbs? Okay. So next is, what are shrubs? And the third one is, how do you identify the root system of a plant without pulling it out of soil? So how will you identify the root system of a plant without pulling it out of a soil? So just now I explained this. Okay, just try to write the answer of this. So next is, name the main part of a flower. Okay, so you should name the main part of a flower, and even you should draw and label. Okay, so you should name the main part of a flower, and even you should draw and label its parts. Okay, so next question is, fifth one, what type of root we plant have? So just by looking at the leaf of the plant, we can identify the root, isn't it? So here they have asked like, what type of root we plant have? So next, the sixth question is, name one plant. Okay, so name one plant which has reticulate venation. Okay, so here you should name one plant which has reticulate venation. So first question is, what are herbs? Second is, what are shrubs? Third one, how do you identify the root system of a plant without pulling it out of soil? The next question is, name the main part of a flower, draw and label the parts. And next, what type of root we plant have? Okay, and the next question is, name one plant which has reticulate venation. Okay, so now let me write few more questions. So next question is, name two types of roots found in plants. So you should name two types of roots found in plants. Okay, so next question is, name the process by which plant make their food. Okay. So next question, name some plants having taproot. Having taproot. Next question is, what kind of stem do shrub have? Do shrub have? Okay. So next question is, what kind of stem do herbs have? Okay. So next is, define photosynthesis. So you should define photosynthesis. Define transpiration. Okay. So name two types of roots found in plants. Name the process by which plant make their food. Name some plants having taproot. What kind of stem do shrubs have? What kind of stem do herbs have? Define photosynthesis and define transpiration. So same question, I think here you can't see. So this question again I'll repeat here. Define transpiration. Okay, same question which I have written here. Same question I have written here because I think it is not visible. Fine. So here define transpiration. So next question is the process of loss of water by a plant through leaves is called. Okay, so the question is the process of loss of water by a plant through leaves is called. So which process is this? So just you should write that. Okay, so just you try to find all these answers. Hope you all enjoyed this class. Thank you.